How's it going, pals? This is Ernez, and today we're going to talk about Fire Pro Wrestling World. That's right, if you don't know, Fire Pro Wrestling World has been announced, which is a sequel or another version of the Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. And if you don't know what that is, basically it's a wrestling game that is very expansive. It has quite a large fan base, but it's kind of like a strict fan base in a way. It's a very steep learning curve because it's grapple based, and it was just, kind of a pleasure of a lot of wrestling fans because of how much customization the game had. I mean, you could pretty much change anything. It would take you forever to do movesets because of how many options there is. And there's little AI type things where like you would pick how fast they would run, or you would pick how many times they would pin on a certain move and things like that. And it was a really, really fun game. But some people hated it and some people absolutely loved it. I don't think there was ever too many in between. But regardless, they showed off a new one, and Spike Chunsoft announced it first, and then, well, actually, he announced it today. But Suda51 showed a video yesterday where he talks about the Fire Pro being a start into the video game industry, but he says he has no involvement in the development of Fire Pro Wrestling World. So, he's not involved in this one, but he's rooting on the sidelines. But from what I can see, it's basically Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, which is great. A little bit of a graphics difference, but not really. It's kind of a little more shiny and kind of, the edges are a little bit better, things like that. But they did say the customization is still very much there, which I'm sure a lot of Fire Pro Wrestling fans would enjoy. Because the last Fire Pro game we got was on the Xbox One, I think, 360. It was on the 360, and it wasn't that great of a game. So, it was like an Avatar game, and it was like really, really weird. But they said that customization is still very much there, being able to change like match types, the wrestler, the ring, things like that. They also said there's a bunch of death matches in as well, which is steel cage, barbed wire, landmines. There's also MMA rules, no hold barred. There's also going to be an online tournaments, leagues, and exhibition. So we didn't have that before. There was never online, of course, for Fire Pro Wrestling Returns. So this is something new, but of course we had the steel cage and the barbed wire and things. I think there was a steel cage in the other game. Actually, was there? I can't even remember now. But there was also some cool videos they showed, as you've been seeing in this video. Everything from a cool arm drag, a double team drop kick. A lot of you will be familiar with these moves because they was in the last game. But, it shows off pretty much the basics of Fire Pro. And if you haven't seen it before, this is a good look. I know it looks a little weird, but when you play it, you'll see why so many people enjoy this game. But yeah. Let me know in the comments below, are you excited for this game? Who do you hope is in it? Now, if you don't know, before there was people in the game that wasn't actually the person, but you could change their name. So that's how much customization it has. So they might put somebody like Hulk Hogan in the game, but they wouldn't name him Hulk Hogan. They would name him something else. But you can go in there and change his name to Hulk Hogan. Or they would put somebody in the game and be Chris Benoit, and you could do the same. But you can customize every character in the game because, it's that type of game where the characters in the game is pretty much a call. And when you make a call, it looks exactly like that. You get the same amount of options. You could customize everybody in there. You could delete characters, things like that. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments below who you're excited about, if, they're in the game, or who you're going to make, what kind of thing are you going to do? Do you hope there's a certain game mode in the game? Let me know all that in the comments below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. Every time you hit the like, it puts it on people's recommendation pages, and that helps tremendously. And as always, you could be a pal and subscribe.